Pretty good, thank you. Yep, and we have got green cloud paste on, for Rockman. Yeah, the blue-red double looks like a very, very classic build. It's got one young Pyroman, so I'm not sure how traditional that is at the moment, but it's full-on 4 Dreadhorde Arcanist, 4 Delver of Secrets, and then some True Name Nemesis in there. And this green post is just out there. It's very, very rampy because we've got ways of finding extra lands as well as explore to play extra lands, and we're ramping with the posts and the Vesuva, so it could get scary quite fast. I think if Delver gets a good start, flips the, turn 1 Delver, flips it, hits some bolts, Delver could be in a good position. But if it doesn't, I don't think it's necessarily got enough counter spells to find its way through. The other interesting thing I noticed about Rockman's build is he's playing Golos with a single Cascading Cataracts to be able to activate it. Okay, so we have got that turn 1 Delver.
Looks like I actually lost Anne's audio, unfortunately. But the stream didn't.
That is interesting. Should I go out of the Discord chat?
I've been unmuted.
Right, I think that's the Elvish Rejuvenator on. No, it's not. I'm not quite sure what we've had played on.
Looks like a Delver. And that's
I know on Rockman's side, the Forest.
Yeah, I think he once upon a time there.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a full art one. It confused me. And we got another Forest.
I think I'm gonna change my earbud is mic is picking up.
Ah.
See if I can do this without causing a huge disaster.
Let's see if Delver does flip. So the Delver player has the start that we felt that they needed.
Right.
I think it was with a Spell Pierce.
Gonna get in for 3.
And Rockman picks up his deck, but I'm not quite sure what he's looking for.
Like he's got a Ponder.
Takes it and Ponder. Yeah, Rockman I think should be on 17. Thinking what can our Delver player be looking for off that Ponder? It's another Delver. Okay. That could be a strong start that is very difficult to deal with. The double Delver start is tricky for a lot of decks. And I'm fairly sure that Forest isn't the start that Rockman wanted. Rockman's a regular visitor to the top table of this tournament. Well, he's playing with fancy cards. Sorcerer's Spyglass. It's an interesting choice to main deck Sorcerer's Spyglass. And not much to choose in Delver in general. Okay, well, I'm not quite sure what's been picked there.
Looks like he does flip the other Delver.
Whoa, double flipped Delver, very scary. Preordain. So I think Rockman X should be on 11 if you can sort that score out.
Yeah.
What's a shame.
Can you hear me echoing?
I cannot, no. And I'm sure Snow-Covered Forest Forest is not the start that a Cloud Post player wants.
Probably not.
So there's interesting deck tech in the green post because we've got Elvish Rejuvenator in there, which helps find extra lands, as well as the crop rotation to turn them into the right lands. You often see Elvish Reclaimer instead in decks like this, so that's a interesting choice. And now the posts start to come down.
And of Vesuva, it looks like.
Yeah, I wonder what he's going to copy. So he'll have gained some life because he landed a Glimmer Post.
He would have gained 2.
I imagine that his Glimmer Post copy Glimmer Post and gained 3. And if it's not copied the Glimmer Post, it's gained 1.
Did you see what he named with Sorcerer's Spyglass?
I didn't. I don't think there's any cards with activated abilities other than fetch lands in the Delver deck. So I'm not. And he spent some time looking at a blue card, which I didn't quite manage to see what it was.
Oh, Wasteland. Thank you.
Yeah, Wasteland is absolutely the thing to name. Yeah, it's the fetch lands and the wastelands that are activated abilities that aren't mana abilities.
Right.
There's no Jace the Mind Sculptor or anything like that in this deck.
I think he's going to preordain again.
Yeah, there's a lot of draw in this deck because we've got 4 Brainstorm, 4 Ponder, and 3 Preordain. He's also made the choice to Pyroblast in the main deck, which isn't going to be any use in this matchup. Ancient Stirrings. I wonder what he's looking for at this stage, whether he's still after land or whether he's after another colorless thing.
Right.
Oh, and he can drop another land and play a Golos here. Don't think I've ever seen Golos in Cloud Post. Well, 12 Post rather. Although I think it's actually an 11 post because there's only 3 Vesuvas. I'm picky like that.
There's Candelabra.
Yeah, Candelabra. Yeah, that's gonna help him.
Oh, there comes a 4.
And yeah, the Candelabra doesn't survive force pitching days, so that will take Ben Whitfield to 19.
Yep. And it looks like they're gonna scoop it up, so they'll go to game 2.
Yeah. That's not the start that a 12 post player needs at all. We didn't see him land a creature. Yeah.
No, without a
So,
threat.
not great. No threat at all.
Yeah.
And the double Delver is an incredibly strong start for any Delver deck against any deck.
Right.
So what are we going to be sideboarding in here? I mean, the obvious one is Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale is coming into 12 post.
Right. That way he can tax having the Delvers down, or at least have a nice way of removal.
Yeah, and I think Sphere of Resistance is the other plan there.
Yeah.
Definitely make all those spells more expensive. And it looks like the tech in the sideboard of Delver for this kind of deck is going to be Blood Moon.
Yeah. That'll completely shut down the post deck.
Yeah, there is only one of them, so it's not going to be easy to find. I suspect he'll bring in the Abrades, because even if he probably has no idea of the Sphere of Resistance plan, but the Abrades will at least deal with Sorcerer's Spyglass, which is going to likely be on Wasteland anyway, so you do need to be able to deal with that.
Outside of that, I really don't see a whole lot that he would want to come bring.
Yeah, I mean the Brazen Borrower is potentially useful to bounce something just to get that final bit of damage through. Narset's not much use because the extra cards aren't. Oh, Explore does draw a card, but most of the ways of finding lands don't draw cards. They
Right.
look at cards. He's presumably going to board out Pyroblasts.
I would assume so. He's not going to do much here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sphere of Resistance is going to be a huge factor here.
Yeah, and it's a 4 of, so he could very easily mold to find that, and that's going to make things very painful.
And with having 4, it's not going to take much for him.
Yeah, I think with 4, there's about a 70% chance of getting it in your opening hand, and with the London Mulligan, that's a 70% chance of every 7-card hand that you draw having it.
Which is pretty good odds.
Yeah, he isn't playing any soul lands, I don't think, so he can't land at turn 1.
Actually, his mana base isn't too greedy.
No, I mean this. I don't think I've ever seen green. No, I tell you, I've definitely seen green post before, but this is a very different choice of creatures because you usually see the Elvish Reclaimer as an extra crop rotation, and here we have Elvish Rejuvenator instead. I almost wonder if he misremembered what card gets played and picked the wrong Elvish R card.
Well,
But,
it does give you some card selection at least.
Yeah, and combined with the Explore, it clearly does indicate a plan of dropping extra lands rather than just ramping through posts. So it's ramp doubled or something, ramp squared maybe.
Right.
Yeah, so Rockman's going to be on the play, and I'm guess it's going to hope for a much better start than Forest.
And I have a feeling if he keeps his 7 here, he's going to have a very strong.
It has, yeah. Otherwise, this is all going to be over very fast. We'll be very sad. Let's hope that we do get a more interesting match. He's putting it back and going for 6. Looks like Ben's keeping.
Fighting.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Rockman's quite an experienced Delver player, I think, himself, so he's going to know all the tech that Ben has.
Yeah, and he doesn't, like you said, this is a pretty standard list, especially the 3 True Name Nemesis.
I think the only think possibly non-standard at the moment is the fact that it does still have young Pyromancer in. That's not. I don't know. I'm not sure how
The
much of that
sprite,
is. Yeah, Sprite Dragon is quite a common choice at the moment as well.
which honestly it does do fairly well, but there are some builds. This build, for instance, where I don't think Sprite Dragon is really all that strong.
No, I mean this is. Yeah, he's gone heavy on the counter spells because it's the 4 4 days that you classically expect. But he in his main deck he also has 2 spell pierce, 2 pyroblast, so he is quite heavy on the counter spells. Oh, it's forest, ancient stirrings. So ancient stirrings you don't see that often in Legacy, and it's look at the top 5 cards of your library, and you may choose a colorless card from amongst them, which is kind of nifty in a deck like this because it allows you to choose lands and the colorless threats that you need. It's
Looks like
mostly seen in Tron in modern, and also some of the artifact decks like Lantern Control, and it was in Clan Ironworks before that got banned.
and it's such a great enabler in decks like that. Allows you so much more deck, even with the London Mulligan.
Yeah, it's yeah, an opening hand with an ancient stirrings in might as well be a 7 card hand, even if you've had to go down to 5 or 6.
Absolutely. Looks like he took a Thespian.
Yeah.
Ben with
So we've gone fetch,
fetch.
folks. So Ben's on 19. And I wonder if we're going to be landing a Delver again. He kept 7, and he knows that that's what works. Yeah, it's Delver.
So the potential for that flip, Rockman really needs to have an answer or at least something to slow him if it does.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he actually has direct answers. His answers are, well, is that? Oh, that's the
That's a
sphere of
sphere.
resistance, isn't
Yep.
it? Getting mixed up there, thinking maybe it was engineered explosives, but he can't possibly have engineered explosives. He'd only be able to get it on 1 color, so that wouldn't work.
And there comes the
Yep. Pitching Delver.
which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he just doesn't have the other blue cards, but he kept a 7-card hand, so
He is going to flip that.
yeah.
That's really going to put a
Yeah, it is looking rough. Yeah, obviously got some choices to make on this ponder.
Yeah, this is really what do you look for here? Do you want a burn spell? Do you want counter?
I direct burn spell I don't think is massively helping. It does 3 damage once. At this stage it's almost too late for days.
Right.
You can sometimes get lucky with the days, but it's possibly too late. I think really I'd quite like a True Name Nemesis on the board.
That would be a huge threat. Would be very difficult.
Yeah. And we never know, he may just have been looking for his second land drop.
That's true. The flooded stirring up. That's very possible.
And I mean, also, he does now know about the spheres in this deck, so that makes that land drop even more important.
Or the rejuvenator.
Yep. So that brings a land card onto the battlefield tapped from the top 5 again, just like Ancient Stirrings. And Once Upon a Time, it seems like looking at the top 5 is a theme for this deck. To be fair, I think it's more a theme for Magic. A lot of look at the top X cards seem to be 5.
Right.
So turn the Delver sideways.
Pretty sure at this point I'd be a little patient.
Yeah, you don't. I don't think you need to do much. I think actually you need to. The thing that's probably most worrying is Ugin.
Yeah.
But he still has to land either 8 1-mana lands or some Cloud Paste. He does actually have an Ancient Tomb in the board. So there are ways he can get there a bit quicker, but he can't get there massively quickly. So we've wasted that Thespian stage.
And that's going to slow him down even more.
Yeah. I mean, this deck has, beaten some pretty hot decks so far today,
Mm-hmm.
but it's looking kind of weak against Blue Red Delver.
Is a really low to the ground, protects itself, does a lot to cover.
Yeah.
Get in with a drop him down.
Might as
17.
well deal that damage. It is a 1/1.
Yep. Gonna fetch.
Yeah, I don't believe that Cloud Paste typically runs Wasteland because it can't afford to put a land in the graveyard.
Right.
So it's completely safe to get a Volcanic Island. It's not like Back to Basics is going to be landed against you.
Very true. Drops
And
a
if he,
basic.
yeah, there's no way he's playing something like a Winter Orb.
Maze of Ith comes into play here. That'll slow him down.
Very, very useful, that. Does he have any other tech like that? There's no Glacial
Chasm.
Chasm. I was about to say Glacial Cavern, and I knew that was wrong. And I was like, what is it?
Although that Maze of Ith does not.
Absolutely, that's slightly unfortunate, but I think that's what he needed at this stage. And I wonder if Ben's regretting pitching that Delver.
Probably.
Because he kept Ponder, and he could have pitched Ponder and just played the Delver.
There's a post.
Even if it meant missing the land drop. Yep. Oh no, I think it. Oh, no, it's entered tapped because it's coming off the Elvish Rejuvenator. I was thinking, oh, it's a Cloud Paste. It's entered tapped, but no, it's a Glimmer Post.
I think he dropped a Caracas also.
Yep. And at this stage, it just makes mana. It's not actually going to do anything against the Delver deck. It doesn't play any legendary creatures.
Right.
So we haven't seen Once Upon a Time make that much impact in Legacy.
No, I think the decks that I do see it in, it's generally a once and done.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what it's supposed to be, I guess.
True. But they're being able to get another Glimmer Post.
Glimmer Post really only serves to give them life. It's not ramp. Yeah.
But
I mean, I think you play the Glimmer Post because they're locusts, not because they gain you life.
true. That, and it allows him to play around. Then he can drop the cloud and tap for quite a bit more.
Yeah.
Dreadhorde Arc.
That's okay at the moment because I'd be much more scared if there was a lightning bolt in the graveyard.
Although he will be able to cast a.
Yeah, that's going to be useful for finding stuff.
He does have 4 cards. He could have quite a. I don't know how many cards Rockman has. 5 maybe.
Uh,
Because everything he's been using,
yeah,
he's
he's
been
only
putting it on
played
the
one
battlefield.
spell a turn, and then he's picked up stuff and put it down. So he should have some, yeah.
It's going to be a walking bullet. Going to get
Yeah, is that yo, yeah, that's the fancy
secret lair.
walking ballista, isn't it? Yeah. Oh gosh, too many printings to keep up with some of these cards. Yeah, walking ballista is strong here. I mean,
Cloud Pulse.
obviously, yeah. Unfortunately, it was it forced? Yeah, I can see the force in the
Yeah.
graveyard.
So that means.
That cloud pierce is I'm going to tap for 3.
Yep. However, walking ballista could have been a lot of bait.
Oh yeah. Just so Dreadhorde Arcanist is on attacks trigger. It doesn't have to deal damage, does it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Although he can double block.
It's a 1/3
Oh,
though.
it is.
I presume you Maze of Ith the Delver and just take 1 damage from the Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Absolutely.
And so Rockman takes 1. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely much more happening this game. That Maze of Ith and that not landing that second Delver is useful.
Like Ben's gonna play.
Brainstorm. Wonder what he's digging for, and that he's playing it now rather than waiting and playing it in response or in the end step. I have a feeling that we're going to be landing another creature.
It's a volcanic. Be a Trinity.
Yeah.
Especially if he's got force to back up whatever comes.
Yeah.
But at some point, he does have to close out the game. And this doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is the only ways of getting rid of True Name Nemesis get rid of everything else as well because it's Ugin.
Right.
So don't know. Another brainstorm. Okay, that's not what I expected. He obviously wanted to shuffle things away. Is the reason he fetched that, and not because he was going to use it to cast. I'm not convinced it is the right play to play True Name Nemesis here, but that's knowing that an Ugin could land. Although, of course, if you have got a force, it's less worrying.
True. That is absolutely correct.
Yeah, he has found that extra creature.
Means he set up his flip.
Oh yeah, because Brainstorm Delver, strong play.
Yeah, absolutely. The peanut butter and jelly of Legacy.
Absolutely.
The Rockman's got a mana here.
Yeah, I think he can make it 11. Oh no, sorry, 10 because of the Maze of Ith.
Is that
But 11, assuming he makes a land drop. So it means we could see Ulamog.
that would definitely make things interesting.
A second Walking Ballista would be a pretty strong play as well.
Rejuvenate.
Ah, well, that's not good.
Unless, yeah, I don't know what else he's really gonna pull off of that.
And the land enters tapped anyway.
Although he does still have his cloud post.
Yes, so an extra post could make that tap for more. Not sure what's going on. I wonder if there's a pause whilst he decides whether to counter it, or I'm really not sure.
He is gonna let it.
Yep, I'm not sure that there's a reason not to.
True. What, another 1/1 or another land? A whole lot.
Yeah.
I'd be more worried about what he's gonna.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to keep my counter spell for that. That's. I mean, I think we're assuming he must have a counter spell at this point.
There's an eye.
Yep. But he's not got so much mana that an Eye of Ugin is going to do huge amounts because, yes, yeah, if he was to spend 7 to get, say, a Walking Ballista, you're casting it for a very small amount of stuff. I don't think he can afford to get Golos and cast Golos.
True.
I mean, you have to play what you find, I guess. It's
Right.
not what I would want to find right now. I think it would be a post of some sort that I'd want to find, or a Vesuva to copy one.
Well, he could be.
Delver flip to the preordain there.
Yep,
It's looking painful.
Did he cast the bolt?
Don't think so. Oh no, there is a bolt in the graveyard. I think maybe there was end step bolt there.
Which means he will be able to cast that. Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Yep.
Gonna preordain.
Preordain. It's interesting. He's preordaining pre-combat. He's usually gone. Yeah. There's one less Elvis Rejuvenator, so he's still on 16. Yeah. Thank you, spectators. We seem unable to watch everything all day. Remember those GP commentators? They have little earpieces and spies at the table telling them what's going on.
I'm actually kind of surprised that he would bolt the 1.
It doesn't really seem worth it. I would have done it to the face.
Although he does get another cast off it.
He knows he's flipping the Delver as well, so it's not like it helps in any way there.
Gonna take
4.
He blocked the.
Yeah, he needs to only have 2 Dreadhorde, 2 1/1s up, because otherwise the Dreadhorde Arcanist can get blocked.
Yeah, because triple block would kill.
Yeah. I'm still not actually sure that I'm actually worried about that. I mean, I wouldn't attack with the Dreadhorde, would be what you'd have to do there. 3 damage to the face when you've got 2 Delvers flipped massively increases your clock.
There goes the eye.
Yep. Before he can even use it. I don't think that's a big deal, because I don't think there was much that he could use it on. He just doesn't have quite enough mana to activate it and use it in the same turn, so it coming in tapped was painful. There's a blast zone. I hadn't noticed that.
He just played that one.
That is I meant I hadn't noticed it in the deck list. It's unfortunately Blast Zone is just a little slow because you have to tap it to put the counters on it before you blow it up. So it's a two-stage thing, which feels a bit dodgy against a Wasteland deck.
But it does take out both
I
those Delvers.
yeah. Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, I'd forgotten whether it was dealt with mana costs or damage. But yeah, you're right. It's mana cost, so it doesn't need to be activated to get rid of Delvers. Yeah, that changes the game a lot. Getting rid of two Delvers.
I'm pretty sure that was the only card that he had though, so he's hellbent right.
Yeah.
So
So
he just went
thinking
to
about what he can.
combat. Cast a brain.
Yeah. Anything but a land off the top does something, I think, in this deck. Presuming he's boarded out the Sorcerer's Spyglass. So I think anything you get off the top does actually progress your game plan other than a land.
I can see why Rockman games would tend to go longer also. All day he's been right at the ragged edge.
Yeah. I have played against him and I think he is a slower player, but I mean there's nothing on here that you would consider slow play.
I think he's very deliberate in action.
Yeah.
Got a
Yeah.
lot to think.
Yeah.
We did take a ponder off it.
Yeah, Narsa's an interesting choice to bring in from the sideboard when the 12 post deck doesn't draw any cards.
It also just allows him to dig too.
Yeah, I can see that if you're going to maybe take out daisies, I would, you maybe, they're just things that are more useful. I wonder if he brought in surgical extractions.
Maybe?
Wasting a post and surgicling them doesn't seem like a bad move.
Fun time again.
Yep.
Thinking of
Yeah.
deciding if it's going to.
Not sure what happened
Oh,
there.
yes, Narset did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one card in the deck that draws. I thought that was a Once Upon a Time, though, not an Explore.
Yeah, I thought it was once.
Certainly not the art of the Explores that I have, anyway. Well, it's pre-combat again, so yeah, I think he has decided yes, just go to combat, and he's going to go in with the bolt. Yeah, the face.
Well, if you can't get in, if you can't get through, gotta get
Yeah,
it.
one creature and a Maze of Ith isn't working well, is it? Yeah, I'm not really even sure he's favoured in this match at the moment because we actually know that there's 3 Delvers gone because one was exiled with a Force of Will.
There's true name.
Certainly, there's the true name. That's the thing. But we also know that there's three Ugins sat in Rockman's deck somewhere. I think that might have been draw pass. Not sure. Oh no,
Back.
no, he's attacking.
An interesting. Oh, to
They're
take
not.
Narset.
They're not useful for defense, and yeah, they do stop at that second Narset activation. But Sorceress Spyglass probably going to say Wasteland. I mean that Sorceress Spyglass looks very nice, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Kind of envious of that.
That's a extended art from Drain.
Yeah. At first, I didn't love the extended art cards because they kind of only extended sideways, and it felt like that was only, a half take on extended art. But they've grown on me. The match score is 1-0 to Ben, the Delver player. So this is game 2.
So he's got a force of negation, a ponder, and a bolt.
Yeah, that force of negation came in from the sideboard, which is not surprising.
Gonna scoop it up. So it
Yeah.
looks like Ben is gonna win this one.
Yeah.
2-0.
2-0, yeah. Green Post just couldn't quite get there.
That was a really strong showing by Delver, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, Blue Red Delver has been a fantastic deck, but everybody right now has been all about Rug. They,
I think there's a bit of nostalgia with Rug coming back in because Rug just wasn't up there for a while, and it was really Grixis Delver all the way for 2 or 3 years,
right.
and now Rug's come back. We're seeing people want to go back to that deck. That I think is almost the most popular deck in Legacy at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. You see it all the time, and it's effective. I mean, there's or there's a couple different builds. Got pulls and boosts and a ton of different ways.
I'm a fan of the Nimble Mongoose version. I suspect the Mandrels version is a little better, but that Nimble Mongoose with Shroud is I like that. That's. But I like the cards with Delve as well because Heating Mandrels didn't appear in the deck the moment it was printed. I was seeing Nimble Mongoose for a couple of years, basically until Rug Delver really dipped in the meta. And it's only when it's come back now that we've seen Hooted Mandrels. And it was the same with Gurmag Angler. Nobody really thought that a 5/5 zombie fist was going to do much. And it's like, you can play it over Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of those giant things to gum up the board state. It's a threat that's increasingly difficult to deal with. You can't.
Yeah.
It dodges a lot of removal. Granted, in Legacy we've got Swords of Plowshares. That's even a huge life boom.
Yeah, five life gain is helpful. Dismember gets it, but at the cost often of 4 life to the caster.
Right, but at the same time, Dismember isn't one of those things you use all the time.
No, not in Legacy.
No, modern more so, but and you do
And
see it every
in
once in a
modern
while.
decks, it does get played in decks that have to pay life. They're not black decks.
Yeah, just a
They're
ubiquitous.
taking advantage of it. I
Both
mean, it's
5x.
just even that the Gurmag Angler is often better than Tasiga.
There are a lot of circumstances where it is.
Yeah, that extra power and toughness makes a difference.
Well, so that is the end of our MTG Paper Legacy Weekly Challenge. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank everybody else for hanging out with us. My name is Beyond Sadistic, and that is Ann Harrison.
Hi, and we'll be back on Thursday night for the weekly mod challenge, and we
Yep.
can see some janky decks that our mods play.
Yeah, we are very good at pulling out the decks that most people won't.
Yep.
It gives us the opportunity to play with the competitors. Right now in chat, Nightbot posted the Discord link. Please click on it. Join us. We are here 24 hours a day. We're your local meta. Can't go to your game store right now. We play Legacy all day, every day.
Yep.
So,
Find that looking for game channel, LFG.
yep.
Type at ping me, and you'll quite quickly find the game at a lot of times of day.
And if you guys like what you see, please give us a follow. We also post our videos from all of our streams on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is the same thing, MTG Paper Legacy. We're on Twitter at MTG Paper Legacy. That's it for us today.
Yep.
Thank you guys. Have a great rest of
Bye.
your Saturday. Bye.